What's good, everybody? I do hope y'all are doing well and staying safe. I'm gonna go ahead and panel on over now. Alright, we are looking good. So, we just sat here trying to get blessings. I don't know what we got. Let's say we got a damage blessing for the next just under 2 hours, resource drop chance, and affinity. Okay. Not terrible. Not terrible. So, let's go ahead and put some spins into the wheel. Let's see what we're gonna do. We got one for Octavia. Okay. Okay, I guess today is Octavia's day. Yeah. It's gonna be stinky, Natso, actually. Actually, you're absolutely correct today. It's going to be stinky. No, the question is, you know what? We're gonna go back and do ODS. We're gonna go back into ODS. What's up, Neko? How you doing? How was your stream overall earlier? I caught the tail end of it. I was just lurking, getting myself going. So Danny was kind enough to give us a couple imprints, and we get a mixture of the natural gold with this like really nice just autumn kind of looking colors. So, and we got, oddly enough, she gave me 2 of them with a normal looking face, but the game gave me the exact face I was looking for. I didn't, like, they both had normal looking faces, but I got a flat face. If y'all know anything with this channel, if you're wondering, what do you mean with the flat face? Well, this is my original Kavat in my old account. That was name him. And this is name her. This is name her, everybody. The game said to name her, so I name her. Isn't it? I really like the colors. I really actually love the colors. I was really happy with that. But we're not going to be using it in missions, because, or at least like the Steel Path run, because I did test it yesterday and it was god awful. The gold Kavat has a smush face? Oh, does it? Okay, good. I didn't know that. I thought you just had a normal face. Huh. I don't know. I just do things. Okay. So we're good to go. We got that. Let's see. 222 to 248. Okay. Let's do this then. I want to try to get that 10,000 per hour. I was so close yesterday. I did a test run yesterday. I got to 9,975 kills in an hour. It was so close to my 10,000. We may have to do some tile. We're gonna probably have to do some tile set hopping, because we need the first room to be my original camp room that I did my 21.5 on. So. No? Oh, okay. But good. It gave me it. It gave me it. Oh, that's why you were telling me to go make sure I just go get a flat face instead, before I just said, give me one of each, screw it. Oh, that makes sense now. That makes sense. I just exist in this game. I don't know. Tile set hopping. This is just because I want 10,000 kills in just an hour. As if you're wondering. Otherwise, I would just be settling for rooms and going. But I've been trying to get 10,000 kills in an hour on Warframe for like, well, since I pretty much started the game. So, it's been like a huge goal of mine. I can't admin in your... Wait. Oh, here we are. Perfect, too. Doors closed. You're editing your clan. Oh, okay. Hopefully this adjusts out. Otherwise we don't have, we're gonna keep it either way. But we might not have perfect room, attached rooms. So. I'm gonna hope it's not gonna be that specific, like that's gonna be annoying. That's gonna be really annoying. Oh, okay. And what do you mean the fumes of boredom? I did 28 hours with Octavia. This frame does not give me boredom. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. This is like my style of game. I just like to chill. I just like to chill. I mean, you can die. You do have to still pay attention. Like, I died yesterday. I did actually miss an acolyte. I was really mad. I was really mad. I was watching Twitch. I wanted to see how AFK ability it was. I was like, okay, it's not that. It's not that bad, at least. You do have to, like, actually pay attention. Like, the acolytes actually do make it a little bit of a challenge. As for like everything else, I've just played Octavia so long, it doesn't, the poison clouds and all that don't really bother me because I have a perfect little rotation on everything. You play that chimp frame? Yeah. They make you up your routine. Yeah, I agree. I actually really like acolytes. I didn't like them at first, but I like really grown to just love it. I love the concept. I love that they scale. Like, it's actually really fun. It's really fun. It really makes me think, like, how am I gonna do this, you know? Like, yeah, sure, I can kill everything else in the game, but can I kill this? And it kind of made me think with mod at the end of the day, like, I don't know how necessary mod is, to be fair. Like, it's like I can do any mission I want in the game. If I can kill an acolyte, then I can, exactly, then I can kill anything in the game. That's kind of that reality. If you can kill an acolyte, you can kill anything in the game. I mean, that's the reality of that. So where they act like, oh, I don't know. What about the armor stripping? Yes. I strip it of its health. That's what I strip. I strip health. Yeah, they finally. Yeah. Like a level like that all the time would be boring. They do steadily take longer to kill. So it's like, yeah, hell yeah. Like I'm looking at upgrading my Tsar all the way. Like I'm gonna get a full corrosive Tsar because like fuck yeah. Yeah, that built into melee. Oh yeah, man, yeah. I know, that's why I had to tell you. I was like, I saw it. when I did it with Mag, I was like, Natsu needs to do this with Ash. There's no option in the matter. He has to do this. If he doesn't, I'm gonna beat him in the head for it. This is too strong. No. No. You're referring to chorus too, right? I'm gonna assume. Or am I thinking of something else? Because it's like chorus 2's strongest ability in the game. I do have a greedy pull, Octavia as well, but I don't know. I think it's just gonna be a Fisher build, is what that's gonna be. That's gonna be a Fisher build. Fisher and group play if somebody already has chorus 2. Like if someone's already got chorus 2, I don't find a point in me having it. So like in any frame, so I'll probably always just grab greedy pull because looting. Oh, armor stripping. I could see it for yours because it's passive. Like Shattering Impact, different story. I wish Zenistar Disc procced. If it did, I would actually use it. But yeah, when it's like built passively in there, I could see that. Because like Viral Slash, like, why the hell are you gonna neglect Viral Slash on melee? But like for me, in my situation, it just would take more time. Because I don't have a combo point already like truly built up and all that. Like it's just not worth my time. Not when corrosive does so much damage, because like they're ferrite armor, so you have like what is it, the 75% armor ignore, was it? So you only have to put on a couple stacks of corrosive, and it's like they have no armor. Yeah, of course. Yeah. But yeah, I'll be definitely doing. There's a couple frames I know I'm going to be doing melee with. I'm just enjoying my time with guns. I want to see what guns can do. You remember how much shit we would talk on guns. For guns to be in the place that they're in right now, it's like it's something I have to see. Like what's the true potential of guns at this point in the game? How close to readable we've been asking for guns to be. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're not comparable to melee, but melee's got such a high risk factor behind it at the end of the day. Because you have to be closer, that I feel like it should always do more damage. But it doesn't mean that guns shouldn't be viable for all the content in the game, literally. So... Did you... Yep. Shit. No. That was an awkward one. That was awkward. That felt awkward for some reason. I guess I'm waking up. I guess I'm waking up. That one felt awkward. I didn't expect him to spawn at my side either. That threw me way, way off. Like, I don't know why he spawned at my side like that. Maybe I was facing wrong when his spawn came in. And I didn't realize it because I was stealthed. Which it could have been. Like, I could have been facing like this. And I think because my character animation is facing this way, it's something I'm gonna have to test. I really didn't know about this. It may have affected the direction at which he actually spawned, or the positioning at which he actually spawned. So, if that's the case, I mean, that's life. We're gonna just have to remember that and play accordingly. But I missed one acolyte. This is tradition at this point. That's a little upsetting. Oh, I forgot to change my energy color. You know, I'm gonna extract here. I'm gonna go change my energy color here. There's no way I don't want to deal with this energy color. It doesn't bother me in the beginning of a run, but after like 40 minutes to an hour, my eyes start to hurt. And like, I'm not really about it. What's good, Based? How you doing, man? Insta-strip Fabulence example, yeah. Wouldn't use it on another melee either. Yeah, I could see that. It's an instant strip. Otherwise, it does take a minute. You have to have an immense amount of attack speed for it to not take a minute otherwise. But yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we'll change our energy color here real quick, and then we'll jump back in. Energy, smoke, black, there. If you're wondering why I don't have a fashion frame on that, and then my weapon is randomly fashion framed, whenever I actually finish something and I take it to level cap, then it actually gets fashion framed. Plus I'll be buying Octavia Prime if I don't already pretty much have one. So, we got Mag crafting. She's got a few days left on her since we did our 12-hour Steel Path run with her. So that was good. That was good. No, I think I'll probably still do mod for the series, just because mod has good diversity. But I think all my practice runs are always going to be Annie or this mission here. I like this one because it gives me everything but Mesos, and I also can get Endo. Huh. I'll take it. This room works. Almost level 50. Very nice. I haven't received an email back yet. The way that it was presented was that at any point during the beta, I can receive an email for an invitation. And that's until the game is released. So I probably won't get access for this one. Probably next beta, I'll probably get access for. Is what my guessing is going to be. So I'm all good with that at the end of the day. Whenever it happens, it happens. I at least know that more than likely before the game comes out, I'm going to get to try it. But with the way game releases have been lately and everything, I can't warrant even paying $15 for closed beta access. No, not even close. And get a code? Really? Really, Natsu? I didn't see that. Okay, good to know. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Thank you so much, homie. That makes it easy. That makes it really easy. I usually receive emails about stuff like that from Twitch. But okay, that's good to know. It makes sense though, Amazon's publishing the game, so... And seeing how well they did with New World, it's like, okay. I don't mind giving some faith into that game and at least giving it a shot, knowing it's going to be free to play upon release. So it'll suit the, more or less at this rate, the genre of game that I'm going to be looking at until things smooth out better here. And we're done with saving all the money we need to. So... Okay, so I'll have to, okay, so make an account over on Lost Ark and then connect it over to my Twitch. That makes sense. Okay. So you have to already have, I guess, more or less pre-interest. Okay. I mean, I know I'll be able to earn the drop regardless, and then I can just connect it when it's done. So, but yeah, that'll give me, you know, was that 30 minutes, I'm going to guess? Yeah, it was 30 minutes to give it a little... get a little better idea. With that, we'll have its own independent streams and wheels for like testing classes and stuff like that, and making impression videos on those classes afterwards. Okay. We'll do that. I can get that all lined up then by next stream. Oh, we don't know how spawn's gonna be here. Let's put our back to this wall and face this way. Oh no! Oh, I hate when they spawn up there. No. How can we... Oh, shit. I was a little too... I'm a little distracted today. Oh. I am a little distracted today. How are we gonna counter that? Okay. Maybe we'll just move closer to the point to where we lay our mallet. I think my character was also facing that direction again, to be honest. So, because I know I did, I moved backwards like that right before the spawn happened, like a dumbass, because I kind of got scared of my positioning. So that may have caused the issue. Yeah, I've noticed Stream Elements has a case of the Nightbot when it comes to YouTube. For anyone that doesn't get that reference, Nightbot likes to just not be present or take forever sometimes. How do we loot here? I guess we can come over this way, come up, aim glide, come down. Refresh here. Come down through here. Go up. Throw up. Recast here. Cast there. And we're good. Okay. No, Nightbot's terrible, man. Nightbot is terrible. I don't recommend anybody use it if you're gonna be using a bot for streaming. Use Stream Elements. It's like the best one I've ever seen. There's a couple other better ones, like, or decent ones out there, but they take a little bit more setting up. As for like a really easy like startup one and everything that has good features behind it, Stream Elements is phenomenal. If you want to go as far as having ones that need a separate account and all that, or use your account, there's other ones out there. but I just stick with straight on elements. I like its features. It's really nice. Let's see here. Let's let that get cleared up a little bit before we decide to loot. Alright, let's go. Let's try that. I didn't see any Moas. We'll throw that real quick. Grab. And I think the wise thing to do would be void dash that out every time. We may be even able to just put myself into that center room at the end of it, or into one of these connecting pipelines, and we can void dash out from there and back to our spot. See, now I think you're just saying it because of my wild reaction the first time. It doesn't have the same effect the second time, homie. I'm still impressed with your science. Y'all are crazy out there. I respect it. You know. But yeah, no, it doesn't. It's not the same effect. It's okay. What'd you get today, anyways? Okay. Try this again. Let's just try like right here. This is a pretty bad spot, but I need to know. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Beautiful. Absolutely. You are just... Thank you. Danky danky. Okay, good spot. Good spot. I don't know exactly where the trigger was, though. I was, like... I was recasting my stealth while I was moving, so I was spamming crouch and sliding like a... Damn it. Okay. That's fine. We know about where we need to spawn. It's in, like, not the worst location we could ever have to stand, but it's in the top 5. It's in the top 5. It's okay, though. It's okay. Yeah, so you just gotta take the good with the bad. We got a room. Ham, cheese, and pepperoni, chicken, rat. Oh, Jesus. Wow. 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 It just sounds so good, though. It's just like wow when you read it. I don't know. Just, wow. Oh. Probably also sounds good to me because I really haven't eaten. I just woke up I woke up late as hell. I had a really bad insomnia and I was up for about 27 hours-ish or something, so... And then I slept for 4 hours. Something like that. Not long. Well, kind of average type deal. It's just a... Most likely means I'm gonna have a train of insomnia happening here. So... Sounds so good. You're hungry, but you ain't got no food? Ah, it sucks. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, isn't it like, there should be something open around there. Like not a restaurant, but a grocery store. You just not feel... Oh, you did stream for like 12 hours. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Do you have Amazon Fresh there? No. Some chance. I know the type of area you live in, so... Some chance of it, but... that's always nice. If you have it. After having it, I don't know how I could ever go without it. Amazon Fresh is just phenomenal. Free delivery on orders $35 and over. Oh man. It's terrible though at the same time. Like it's absolutely terrible. Like it's great as a convenience and everything. It's awesome, but like the reality of it all is it's not good for the economy. It's not good for healthy competition. Let's put it that way. It really isn't good for healthy competition. But I mean, it's kind of life sometimes. I mean, me being disabled right now, life's my healthy competition, so I kind of just gotta... There's times where I just have to do what's gonna work out best for me at the end of the day. I can't really willingly take the sacrifice otherwise. Not bad. Okay, I think that was positioning again. I should have been a little bit quicker on. I probably should have unprioritized looting there. And just kind of let things, like, be as they may, if you will. Nicotine and caffeine is food, right? I mean... You can sustain off of it for a moment in time. How does that sound? Does that like I think that's the most fair way to put that, right? I don't know though. I don't know. Sustain, is that the best word we can use right now? It's close. It's close. Ish. Yeah, exactly. I think you can sustain, I guess. I don't know. Oh, it's a rough question. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Oh. Jeez, that's perspective. Is it an alternate universe? I mean... I think some would say we're living in one right now. I think it depends on who you talk to. So, maybe because we live in an alternate universe, coffee and nicotine is now food. I mean, I think if you ask the right, like, backwoods individual, they'll say yes. That I could assure you, like, if you were to throw a beer in there too, you ask the right backwood for like back folk, you gonna get a yes. This is gonna be over there. They're gonna look at you and be like, "What the hell else do you need to live? Nicotine, caffeine, and beer. What else? What else is there?" You let nature feed off of everything else, and when nature's done feeding off of it, you throw it in a nice little brew machine and you make yourself a good beer. Recycling. And feeding nature. I mean, can't... Logical, right? I only do when it, like, comes to streaming because, like, some people have sensitive ears, and I can understand, like, the sound of it being a little atrocious. But, you know, I've also been accused of overthinking, so... Honestly, if it wasn't absolutely horrendous for you, I completely vibe you there, Neko. I completely vibe you. I'm not physically capable to have to do the amount of working out that would have to make up for that situation there. I mean, I guess I could drink a lot of water. Okay, we're facing directly out. Where did he... What is going on? Okay. Let's try to figure that out. I think... Where did he spawn then? Did he spawn directly on top of me? I'm a little confused. I'm gonna have to review that one later. I'm gonna have to review that one later. Thank you, Natsu, by the way, for reminding me about the NVIDIA thing. This has made reviewing runs so much easier. I just have it record the last 5 minutes, and I'm good to go. Grilled chicken, broccoli, fettuccine. Oh, that actually sounds really good. Anything with broccoli, though. Like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and stuff like that. Oh, I'm so about that life. Asparagus on pizza? Isn't that either? Oh wait, you mean on pizza? Wait, hold up here. Hold up here. I thought we were just talking as a meal itself. Broccoli on pizza, that's actually a foreign concept to me. Never tried that. It makes sense. It makes sense. Don't get me wrong, like the tomato sauce, cheese, wheat with broccoli, I mean, come to the kind of just makes sense at the end of the day, but I've never done something like that. I've done it on like flatbreads and such like that, but never something like that. That's interesting. Like I said, it makes sense though. It's just bread. So more of like avocado, or not avocado. Oh, there goes my brain. It just completely... Artichoke hearts and stuff like that. I love that on some pizza. I started using turkey pepperoni. I honestly want to say I'm about it. More than I am regular pepperoni. Definitely want to say I'm about it. Like pork pepperoni is still good, but like the turkey pepperoni is actually been really fire. Not as greasy, just like sits better on the stomach and all that. And I got stomach issues, so it's better for me. You just eat a tomato, but you can't deal with the acidicness of it, I take it, or something. Yeah. You're always a unique one. Oh, sorry. How we doing anyways? 20 minutes in? Almost 34? Good shit. I don't know if we're exactly on pace or not, though. I don't know. What was the exact number we needed? 166 a minute. 333. Okay. I think we're on pace. I think we're on pace for 10,000. Oh. Oh. Oh, that makes a happy baker right there. Much of my dairy love cheese. You're also lactose intolerant. You take lactate pills? Like I do. I would heavily recommend taking lactate pills if you indulge in cheese. Save yourself. The bacteria is very needed. Save yourself. Yeah, I don't really mind the vegan cheese options, to be fair. I don't mind them. Not the same as real cheese, don't get me wrong. Like it's not a complete substitute, but it is a decent substitute. Like it's not bad. I do find it a little too expensive though. For like what I mean, I guess I understand I more or less I guess I'm paying for the niche, how niche or niche, yeah, the it is and everything for like sales, but still. There we go. That malice kill is the way it should be. I just want to get my energy out. I was hoping for a proc. I was not blessed with such things. Yeah, really, take the dairy pills. Take the dairy pills. It's oh man, feel bad for you. I know the feeling, but like I take dairy pills though, and it helps. So it's not so much that like I can't resist or live life without having cheese. It's just it's a really easy source of calcium at the end of the day. And I do have like almond milk and stuff like that, but I think having naturally occurring nutrients, at least, not additive ones, at least on occasion, is really, really good for the body. It's just you gotta sometimes figure out ways to actually have it appropriately. Now, it's like I could, you know, have other ways of actually getting calcium. There's plenty of vegan alternatives that actually have naturally occurring calcium in fair amounts, but I enjoy cheese, so it's like one of those things. I can take dairy pills and be okay with it, have it on occasion, why not? In the same way with meat, like I'm predominantly I usually like to be vegan with my meat options because I can't like ingest meat a large amount and be alright, so I do have it on occasion, and that's just for the iron. Because my body doesn't take well to iron supplements at all. As long as they're not made of soy, I enjoy them. I really don't like the soy ones. I think they're nasty. There's only a few options in the soy department that I've actually been okay with. And mainly it was because they loaded it up with so much seasoning and like all that it made it taste good. But I don't like soy. I really, really don't like soy. Or tofu, if you will. Like I don't like it. It's nasty. That and I don't digest it well too. So I also think it tastes nasty. And the only way that it usually ends up tasting good is like there's just too much sodium in it for me to reasonably have it for more than maybe like a treat. Oh, soy milk. Ugh. Yeah. Ugh. You don't have to worry about me taking up your soy milk supply, alright? That's all I can say. Enjoy your soy milk. Be over here with my almond and coconut milk. Those are my two ones that I really, really like. I love almond and coconut milk. Those are so good. The mix one by Silk is really good too. I think it was Silk who makes it, the almond and coconut milk mix. So good. I have a case of the mumbles today. That could be though, because I already had a little bit of alcohol in me. So that could be why I got a little bit of the mumbles going on. I do apologize, everybody. Yeah, there it is. I do apologize, everybody. The lazy southern speech decides to come out of me whenever I have some alcohol. Almond milk is better? Okay, well, I'm glad you at least agree on that. We can agree on that part there. I'm happy with that. Oh, this is what death looks like, isn't it? Okay. Don't you dare. Okay. I was gonna say. When you're real comfortable, your Canadian comes out. I could definitely see that. Yeah. Yeah, I start to get a little lazy in my talking. And if I'm around Southern folk, it's worse. That's why I can just go ahead and do this, just like right off reaction. Because I mean, like, it's just sometimes it's just the accent that you just come out with because of the people you're around and stuff like that. It would make it a lot easier, you know, you actually have a conversation with somebody. Yeah. But for the most part, I try to actually speak like a normal person because I know the likelihood if I actually spoke like that of anyone being able to understand me that doesn't come from the the region of the world that I came from is like slim to none. Everybody's just gonna be like, the hell are you even talking about? What do you mean, what the hell am I talking about, man? Like, come on. The hell, man. Yeah, no. No. Thankfully, my grandmother was the one who made sure that I actually was able to speak proper English. I think if she believed in beating, she would have beat it into me. She didn't because she came from a really abusive household, so... She used to give her like panic attacks and all that. So there was none of that. Boo in a boot. I think I've heard you say a boot a few times. I think I've heard that, yeah. There we go. That was risky, but I felt like there was no Moas there. There was a Moa right there. I don't know where he came from though. He might have came from this direction, so I'm gonna hope that he did, or from the tree. But even if he came from the tree, if he would have done that, I would have dealt with issues. So I definitely just need to get used to going back to void dashing it. Those are fighting words. Those are extreme fighting words, I mean. That's good. Where I'm from, just looking at somebody the wrong way is fighting words. You don't even need words. Just existing in somebody's presence that doesn't want you there. Those right there. It's just, that's enough. It's dumb. Randy, were you here? Oh, we're really close. We're really close. I don't know if we'll get it. Oh no. I think we were here last time. Okay, that's okay. So we need to be more over this way then. Okay. Unfortunate. Can you come here? Bruh. Bruh. What are you doing? You're gonna make me come all the way over. Look at you. Look at him hiding. Actually ridiculous, bro. He's like, bro, I have seen what the hell's going on right now. I don't want to do this. Can I? I decided against it. I walked into something. Just wasn't ready. Just wasn't ready. That was really good timing for that. That was good. That was all by chance. This is like... That would be an unrealistic thing to time for every time to replacing my mallet. It'd be a great thing, but I believe it would be unrealistic to time mallet with the toxin clouds from the MOAs. I don't know. I don't see it. It'd be nice, like I said. I don't find it realistic. Good to loot. Okay, good. I got the O2 up there. I was hoping I was going to be within range. Now that we're warmed up, we're in a better spot. We're in a better spot. I do have more editing to do. I didn't actually get any editing done today. I kind of just wanted to play for the beginning of my day. So, today I have I gotta put together not put together, but I gotta clip footage and put that together. There we go. For the mag run, and then after that, I'm good to go. I did realize too that the builds that I have in Discord are actually the wrong builds. Those are some experiment builds, and the Jin build was definitely wrong because I didn't even have sacrifice on there. I sure as hell had sacrifice. That was a whole different Jin build before I got sacrifice. So. I don't know if there's going to be a point, because of the surplus of mobs, where I'm actually going to need to use an A-star. I honestly don't think I'm going to need it the whole run. I may just need it for acolytes, is what I'm thinking. Which, if that's the case, I'll end up just getting grabbing my pox. And then I can use them. I use the pox instead for viral heat. Okay, we try over on this direction next. Face this way. Okay, it was literally right next to me, that's good. Now, if I can stay as a constant, then I'll know to face that way. So next time we're going to face that way when we spawn, and we're going to see how it adjusts. I haven't camped in this spot with acolytes, so... I've camped in it before, like in the sense of this unique room setup, but I haven't actually done it since acolytes, especially with Octavia. I just recently finished her form. We got Zephyr fully leveled too, so we'll be putting Forma into her. She's one of the frames that I honestly put into... I'm wanting to put into an S tier slot. Like, I honestly think she should still be very, very strong, even against acolytes, because she was insanely strong back in the day. You just had to play her correctly and have the right loadout, but she was extraordinarily strong. One of the few frames that could scale guns high enough to where you could actually take them to level count. Granted, it did take a sniper rifle, but still. Yo, what's good, Cliff? How you doing? Is Animan? Oh, Animan! How you been, homie? Been a minute. How you been? It has been a minute since I talked to you, man. It's good to hear from you. Good to see you. You been playing on PC every day? Oh, legit. Add me, homie. Definitely add me. Yeah, I'm fairly sporadic on times I start, though, but I've been trying to do is every other day. So, that's what I've been trying to get back to doing, or getting to do. So, slowly working myself back into content creation. We won't be doing streaming full time. There's no 200 hours a month anymore of that. Instead, my main primary focus is making build videos and stuff like that, and then I use streaming as a way to just catch up with everybody and document the progress and the runs themselves. So, old name and new name. I deleted the old account because of the protest that I was in because of my trade suspensions. I deleted that account, so I don't have that. Yeah, this is a brand new account. Like, it's about a year old now. So, we're almost at our 1,000-hour mark. We're almost there on this account. But yeah, we're working our way back up. We're working our way back up. And the way I'm doing it with this is I'm making a series where I take every base frame, not the prime version, because I don't want to hear people be like, you have the prime, it can't be done with normal. I can do it with normal. Here, there it is, it's done already. I don't want to have to go back and have to do this again, type deal. Like, I don't mind going back and doing it again, but I don't want to have to do it for that purpose. Let's put it that way. I want to do it because I want to do it, not because somebody is like off talking shit. You know what I mean? So I'm covering it on that basis. We're doing normal frames only, taking them all to level cap. Well, 12-hour runs, so we'll be at level cap for a little bit to show, you know, it can consistently stay at level cap. It's not one of those that just get there and then it's like that's the end of your life. So, blocked by user friend restrictions? I have no idea what that means. After I'm done with my stream, I'll look around because I've gotten friend requests. Maybe I turned them off. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm a little confused. No, I know. I don't know. My 1,000 hours in Warframe. Oh, on Steam. I have 6,033 hours on Steam. But that's between two accounts as well. I play a little bit of Warframe. And for anyone wondering, right now I'm resting my hands a bit. I do have pretty bad hands, so they tend to like to cramp up because they get really cold and stiff. It just really sucks. Horrendous circulation. It's really painful. I'm curious how many hours you... Yeah, you would have more over there. You would have a lot more over there. Oh, that reminded me. Neko, when I was watching your stream, get the mod health conversion. Get the mod health conversion for your Necros. You'll thank me afterwards. That'll make your despoil 1,000,000 times more worth it. It's like, it's in my subjective opinion, it's like a curated mod for Necros. It's so perfect. But yeah, definitely look into health conversion for your Necros, please. It's going to help you a lot. So health conversion and adaptation are two mods that I would highly recommend. Also taking back to the conversation that we had yesterday. So, when we were playing together. But yeah. You have equilibrium currently. Well, what health conversion does is when you pick up a health orb, it gives you an armor buff. And it stacks up to 750 armor. So you could see how with Necros and Despoil, it works out really well and it buffs up your survivability by, you know, I don't want to use the word exponential, but exponential at the same time. Exponential within his bounds of being a tank. There we go. And energy convert. That's smart. That's smart. The energy conversion, that's the one that gives the power strength, right? On next cast. Yeah, here, I'll pull up the mod for you. I got you, Neko. There you go. Oh, 450 stacking up to 3 times, so that would be, what, 9, 3, 1350 armor. I apologize. Right? 450, 450 is 9. 9 to 450 would be, yeah, 1350, because you have to minus off 100 because of the 9, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that... and that. With this mod, I only recommend ranking it up 8 out of 10. You don't need the last 2 points. And that's because at 8 out of 10, the difference between that and the 10 out of 10, it's only a 1% difference. So there's only literally a one-shot difference between getting when you receive your max stacks. And in my subjective opinion, it's not worth the amount of credits and endo that you have to spend, and that's why I recommend doing this mod at an 8 out of 10. If you so have, and also on top of it, a lot of builds, they like to screw you in builds in this game, and they like to make it so you have to forma for 2 to 3 points, and this helps reduce the likelihood of having to deal with that forma actually occurring. So... hello. Let's see. I guess I had my settings weird, which would explain a lot. So, you good, homie? This made it so that I could add you to my friends list because you're having issues, like, because my settings are apparently all wonk. So it's something after stream I'm gonna have to take care of. But yeah. Alright. I did more than enough resting there. Oh, you accidentally invited me to a game. I see this now. Now I see what you're referring to. I wish I could bring you in, Ottoman. I wish I could. I actually wish I could just randomly bring people into missions. I would be so happy to do that in Endurance. Like, I would love to be able to switch it like from solo to group play freely and invite people. I would have so much fun doing that. I would love being able to just get myself to level cap off stream or something like that, or over the course of time, and then just bring people in to experience level cap. I would be so ecstatic to do something like that in the game. I really would, because I understand a lot of people, you know, it's not even the time aspect in my subjective opinion. A lot of people don't feel comfortable leaving their game running, leaving their console running, their computer running for that long so that they could actually achieve level cap. Because like I said, you can always just pause on solo. But I think a lot of people aren't comfortable with that. I spent almost a year figuring out graphics settings and fan curves for my PC so that my temperatures didn't go over 100 degrees during my endurance runs. 100 degrees Fahrenheit, of course. So, and I constantly monitor them. When you don't play it. Yeah, Necros is like, for everyday content, when you don't run Necros, you actually do notice it. You really do. But, I mean, if you throw adaptation and fatality on most frames in the game, in my opinion, you probably really won't notice the loss in tankiness. Adaptation's such a strong mod because it's a 90% damage reduction, so... If it was Celsius, you'd be concerned. Yeah, extraordinarily concerned. I just like to make sure I'm clarifying for people. I'm not melting my computer. But But like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, really, that's like not bad temperatures at all for a PC's components. You don't really risk much degradation of it, because the only thing I worry about is the lifespan on my PC, you know, during the runs. Because, you know, I mean, you're putting wear and tear on your PC at the end of the day. Okay, too far over. We have to do here. It's this route right here, this little thing. Come on. I'm a potato. I'm a potato. Couldn't do that to save my life. You run a fourth monitor for temps and stuff? I only have a dual monitor, but that's also in regards to helping with not having degradation on my PC. When I stream, I only have a single PC or a single monitor set up for each PC, because I do a dual PC stream. So, which is another whole thing too that goes into like my endurance runs, is the fact that I'm more comfortable doing it because I have a dual PC stream. There's no, like, I don't have to deal with the fact that I'm running a stream while I'm playing the video game. You know, that's why I limit myself down to 60 FPS, is for stability on the video game and for stability on my system for overall performance. You know, I don't just like mindlessly go into these runs like some chimp or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it was very methodical when it came out to planning these, because I'm not about like having a piece of hardware on my computer that should last me 4 years and it lasts me 2 years. I'm not really about that. Which is also like another reason why I like to dual PC stream, is you can get so much more life for your dollar, in my opinion. Especially with the way markets are nowadays, like PC parts are expensive. You want to build your PC as cheap as possible, especially in today's markets. And this really gives you that ability to do that with a dual PC stream. And like, if you're going to be taking content creation seriously, it's one of those things where I just say you might as well go for it. If you're currently in a position where you can only stream in shit quality and that's just kind of life, I wouldn't look into trying to buy the like a new PC, like a really good PC ASAP. Buy the, not the most bottom of the line that you can for what your needs are in gaming, but a little bit, a tiny bit above it, you know? Something to where it securely runs it, you know, at over, you know, at around like 120 FPS for whatever you're looking for. And then you can kind of just go from there. You can use the old PC that you're using as a host PC. The only thing I do recommend when you do that, though, is always make sure you can buy your capture card first, because they're in a very... they're not in a as hard to obtain spot as like graphics cards are, but they're in a hard to obtain spot. So you want to make sure you can secure your hands on a capture card before you actually invest in the PC. Otherwise, you'll just be left with 2 PCs and a very large investment that you drop down. Doing just the Elgato first, it's a lot smaller of an investment. Like, it is still a couple $100 investment, don't get me wrong. But doing that first will at least, like, it's only a couple $100. It's not $1,000, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's a lot easier to just be like, okay, well, that's just the investment there, and that means I've done step 1, now it's the hard step, you know? Take the baby step first, because the baby step is the most required step. Because without it, it doesn't matter. Like that you have 2 PCs. It does not matter. And like a host PC can be really shitty too. Like I'm running a Ryzen 3 2200G Vega, which I mean is a powerhouse of a processor. Don't get me wrong. For when it was released, it was like one of the best processors to come out. But especially for like desktop work, like you would have with a host PC. But it's extraordinarily old. It's a Ryzen 3. It's ancient, and then the GPU is a 1050 Ti. So it's like, that gives you an idea, and I only have 16 gigs of RAM. So it's like, it's not an expensive PC whatsoever, so you can make pretty much any PC a host PC. This is what I would recommend for about the bare minimum, but this is, in my opinion, the bare minimum that anybody probably runs for PCs nowadays. This is something like what I have my host PC on, because I can run Warframe. So, like, it can run video games. It runs them, like, okay. Like, Warframe I can get 60 FPS out of pretty easy. But, like COD or something like that, the 60 is kind of a rough spot. I get drops down to like 40. Mullis. Oh no, I didn't reload. There we go. $1070. Yeah, that's there what I mean. It's like, that's like a bare, it's one of those things, like, you can stream on it and everything. And that's what I mean, like, you know, the current PC you're streaming on, it's like, okay, you know, it's not the greatest thing in the world, I need to upgrade it, but it works. So then, like, if it works on a baseline level, imagine just taking the video game off and only running the stream itself off of it and your internet browser. You could see how great of a hosting PC that would be, and there's really no heavy investment there. Because all you need to do then is just buy a bare minimum gaming PC. You don't have to be like, I'm looking at getting something in the 3000 series line. It's like, no, you can buy something in the 2000s. Hell, even if you wanted to, you could buy the exact same PC that you're hosting off, that you're planning to make a host PC, and then just use it as a gaming PC attached to the host PC. And it's like, you spent absolutely no money, but you just doubled the amount of performance you get out of your PC. It just makes sense. You don't even have to worry about the fact that you want to upgrade. Your upgrade is you just buying the same thing because it works. And all you did now was you freed up a lot of performance so that you could either have a better running experience for your current game, or it allows you the opportunity to branch out safely into other games. Because, you know, if you can play the game off stream, then you can play it on stream, because it's all the same thing. And it's a beautiful thing at the end of the day. Yeah, that right there, Neko. I'm not paying for it either. I got a 2060 in mine, and I bought mine as a pre-built PC because the cost of the pre-built itself was half the cost. It was less than half the cost of what it would have cost me for the 2060 that I have sitting in it. Because I usually love building my own PCs, but unfortunately we live in a time now where actual custom builds are more expensive. They're a lot more expensive than your pre-builds. Your MOBO isn't even... Yeah, my MOBO isn't even compatible either. I'd have to replace... Well, no. I have an i5 in my gaming computer right now, so I don't think it is. I don't think it might be compatible. I mean, I know they did just re-release the architecture of the i5, not the architecture, but the software behind it with the architecture of the their new, what is it, like 10 nano or something like that, processors. So like, it might be still, the BIOS might still be able to actually have been upgraded to support it. I'd have to assume so, because most of the drivers I have, you know, do. But anything of the 10,000 series, I definitely can see you wouldn't have that availability. Like my 1050 Ti, my PC, when I upgraded to Windows 10, it actually took a performance hit. It actually took a performance hit from Windows 7. I was really sad. I was like, oh, I can feel this. I don't like this. I really like Windows 7 was one of my favorite Windows. I would say maybe my favorite altogether. And I've been on Windows since Windows 95. Dealt with Windows NT, Professional, all that type of stuff. 98. I'm old. That's what I'm getting at. Please don't hurt me. Oh, the sneeze come out of nowhere. I was able to catch it though. I was able to catch it. Seems to be okay. Windows 11 is currently crap. I would not upgrade. There's performance cuts by up to about 30% depending on your hardware. The odd part about it though is what it's been found is generally the better your hardware is, the more of a hardware performance cut you've had. And it's because of some type of what was it, encryption thing. So that's the joys though. That's releases nowadays. Everything's like in beta when it gets released, like fresh beta, but they're like, it's done. And it's like, no, it's in beta. You have another 3 years. Stop. Maybe a year at the minimum. You're in fresh beta. Stop looking at it as ready to release. That's what beta looks like. Beta looks like it's ready to release, but you still need a lot of polishing. Like real beta, like a real beta, not this pre-release beta that happens 48 hours before the launch of the game. Not that. That doesn't count. That's not the same thing. That's called a demo. There's a difference. They just don't want to put the word demo on it, but that's a demo. That's not a beta. That's a demo. Whatever happened to the days of demos, you know? PC Game World. Anyone remember PC Game World? Am I the only one? That site also had some stuff on it too that was torrented. But, you know. GameSpot. Remember GameSpot's fucking section for the game demos? Like what? What? Oh, it was the shit. Remember the magazines that had the demos in it too? PC Game, or was it PC Gamer or Game World or whatever? And then like the PlayStation had theirs, Nintendo I think had one even, like Xbox had one, like oh man. Oh. Demos. What, I actually got to experience a game before buying it? What is this wildness? It was great. Can you, where you rolling to? Oh, I screwed up on my positioning. Yeah, I would too. You really like Windows 10, very smooth and user-friendly? I've heard decent things on it, but like I said, usually it's the better your parts are in your computer, the worse you're having of a performance cut. I could see that though. Hope you're doing well, Jordan. so far is I would just recommend looking on YouTube. If you don't know how to do something, just look it up on YouTube. This is usually going to be a guide out there. Me, I'm going to stay on Windows 10 until they stop supporting it. I never like to upgrade to the current version of Windows. I would even take the time that if I bought a pre-built that had Windows 11 in it, I would take the extra effort to buy myself a Windows 10 key. Just because, like, I don't like using the most recent version of Windows. I never do. It's usually too buggy unless it's like years and years old. I usually like to be forced to upgrade with it. Like, I didn't take Windows 7 out of this my host PC until I was absolutely forced to. You power surge like twice. Wait. Are you saying you blow your power surge every 2 weeks? Why don't you get a new power surge? Like, or is it your power supply? Is that wonky or something? That's not healthy for your PC. That would scare the life out of me. I'd be doing everything I could to fix that. Just like one power surge away from just losing your whole computer. There's a lot of power surge protection built in even into PCs nowadays, but there's only so much that it can take before it starts to become faulty. Or is it because of your area? Which would just suck. And at that rate, what I would recommend, maybe try and find a backup battery, like a power surge with a backup battery in it. And see if, like, try to find one that has an instant pickup to where there's no connection issues, so that, like, the when you get a power surge or the power goes out or whatever, it doesn't actually cut anything off. The most it'll happen, of course, is your internet cuts off, but that's not a big deal. Power supply, you can't afford one. Your PC is oh Jesus, yeah, they have that oh, you have the special, yeah, Acer's the same way. They make their own motherboards, so you have like these really wonky pin connectors, and you have to like find somebody on eBay that knows how to do wire splicing, or you have to learn wire splicing yourself in order to buy one of the adapters. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there. That's a really bad position to be in. I had a PC like that too. So, that was really rough. It was an Acer. It was really bad. Like, to upgrade the power, like, I had to upgrade the power supply because I wanted a new GPU in there, but in order to upgrade the power supply, I had to upgrade the motherboard in order to upgrade then the processor was a special type of processor only made for those computers, so the socket was a special custom socket that didn't exist on anything else, so I wasn't able to then use the processor either, so it literally required an entire PC upgrade besides the RAM, which I just upgraded anyways at that point because it was slow RAM, because it was like, I mean, we're talking like 8 years. Or no, this pre-built PC was like, when did I get that damn thing? Oh, 8 years ago, yeah. 8 years ago. Roughly 8 years ago I got that one. You don't have a surge protector, you live dangerously. You're an interesting one, Neko. For all these years, you'd never cease to amaze me. You really never do, lady. Oh, little bit higher. So aim at the tree. The tree looks pretty good. I think we're going to go a little higher than the tree. If I'm going to be up here with it, we're probably going to aim right about here. I like that. Right above that. Looks like a good spot. Can you do your stealthy stealth? Thank you. You can see why I said it's a bad spot. Just no good. Yeah, but it's one of those things that because of what it protects, it's worth making the sacrifice in other areas of your life. I feel. Because like it's like, especially when you're poor, like having a PC break down and having to replace any component in it is 1,000 times worse than even the cost of what that power supply would have been that may actually protect it. How you doing, kiddos? Hope you're doing well. For shame, Necros, for shame. You put too many monies in your computer to not have... That's the way I feel about it. Like, this is too hard to replace. Whatever I have to sacrifice and take out of my life for that month, 2, 3, 4 months period, whatever it may be, because of like what would become disposable income, I don't care. I'll do it. It does not matter to me, because if this goes, it's going to be a hell of a lot longer. I'm going to be sacrificing things. Like, and I think about things in that regard. Like, if this was to break, how much more is that going to hurt me than the preventative measures to making it not break? Neko, I ain't talking about the stuff on your hard drive. What if your GPU goes tomorrow? That's hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars. Compared to $80 at most for a good power supply or power surge. And that's one without even a backup on it. A backup power supply. $80 at very most will get you a phenomenal one. Realistically, $30-$40. I guess like CD wise, let's go a little bit higher, 95 to 65 CD, because of price differences. But it's a hell of a lot better of an option. You know, well, in my opinion, what I've seen mostly die on PCs are graphic cards. Like, a lot of graphic cards tend to like to go more than anything else. Graphics cards seem to get hit the most, from what I've noticed, with things that are related to power surge wise, at least in my experiences, because I've lost some PCs because of it. And I can honestly tell you, I felt stupid that I didn't have a good power surge. That's why you save it over time, Neko. You sacrifice for, like I said, up, you know, like 6, 7, whatever months it takes. You don't have to spend it all, but you sacrifice a little bit out of your life every month in order to make that possible, so you have that insurance. That's kind of what life is. That's what you do in life. You make sacrifices in one place to help benefit you in another place. If you don't do that, you never make progression in life. You have to sacrifice somewhere in order to gain somewhere, no matter what the example is. There's always sacrifice that'll be made in order for you to make progress. And there's simple things then that you could take out. Like, one of the biggest things I would say for you, stop spending money on video games. Literally stop. Just stop. Altogether stop. Don't spend any more money on video games. Stop it all. Remove every credit card. Remove it all. Stop. And you will see in time, you'll all of a sudden have that money. You have spent thousands, close to tens of thousands of dollars on video games. And most of them are for cosmetic reasons. You didn't need those things. You could have been saving that for things that you truly need in life that benefit you better. That's the type of stuff I mean. Like, for me, I have no issues sacrificing a lot of things in life. It doesn't bother me. If I know it's going to benefit me, I'll sacrifice wherever it's needed. At one point in time, I used to sacrifice food so that I could be able to afford things. I had to often do that back with medication before I was able to get my government benefits back. I often would sacrifice food for medication. More often than none. That's why I went down to 105 pounds, but I at least wasn't having 30 seizures a day. It was the sacrifice. You have to do that if you want to survive and live and have in any sort of aspect of fulfilling life. Yo, what's up, Ivar? How you been? Yeah, I can't do that. I can't be having 30 seizures a day. I end up becoming literally a vegetable. I lay in bed all day, every day. So, for me, I can sacrifice food if it requires it, or anything else, spending any amount of money on video games or anything like that. I don't know why you would sacrifice meds and spend money on video games. I'm going to be completely honest, Neko. I can't say I understand that. That's your choice, though. I would never bash you on it, but my personal opinion is I could never see that. I could never spend a dime in a video game, or on a video game, if it meant I wasn't going to have medication. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I know how you feel with nicotine. It's not so much that I'm a bitch with that. I kind of am. My PTSD is a little bit more loose. But it just helps me overall. You know, it reduces my need of intake of medication that's far more expensive. Far more expensive. You know, and that's why I choose to keep on and doing a vape. But, I mean, I can quit it at any point in time. I went 1.5 years without vaping. Because I knew how much money it would potentially save me. I was like, well, I mean, if I'm able to cut this habit out, I could save, you know, over $100 a month type deal. But, you know, for me, it actually didn't turn that way, because even after 1.5 years and being past the withdrawals and everything, because it didn't really, like, I quit smoking 3 packs a day of cigarettes, so it really wasn't an issue with me. I discovered that it actually does help me mentally. And because it's significantly cheaper than my medication, which sadly isn't covered by insurance, I choose to do that. That's why I used to make my own flavors and everything like that. But it's not intentional. Take your cards off then. You need to take it, like, that's an easy fix. Take your cards off. Put your cards away. Stick them in a really just annoying location. I mean, just stick them in a spot to where it's a pain in the ass to get to. An absolute pain in the ass. And remove your cards from every single thing. You're going to really think about it before you go and do that. There's going to be no impulse, because you got to dig through your whole closet to find your card, or wherever you may have, you know, chosen for the designated location. That's just, it's life. You know, like, that sometimes you got to really force yourself to do the things you don't want to do. You know, I can't say I don't have that issue. I plenty have that issue. I have to force myself to do things that I don't want to do all the time. I hate it. It's annoying, you know, because I feel like I should be able to simply just do it. Like, this isn't hard, you know. It's like, for me, like, making a phone call, that could lead to a seizure. That could lead to a seizure, because I overthink things and I start to put myself in a bad spot because my PTSD kicks in. And then my PTSD kicks in hard enough, my bipolar kicks in, and then the negative mindset goes on to a landslide of just absolute hell and back. You know, and it's a constant, like, battle on that at the end of the day. But there's, you know, you find out ways to make it so that the results you're looking for become achievable. Usually when you're going through a depressive episode, I can understand that. But that's something you need to get a hold of and, like, get control of. You can't, you definitely can't let depressive spending. I have a family member that's like that, so it's painful to watch, because I've watched a lot of money get senselessly wasted. because of depression spending. But it's a very real thing, and I've even succumbed to it too. I've had a really bad day before, and I just all of a sudden I look at my phone and I'm like, Grubhub. And it's like, dude, you know that's a dumb thing to be spending $50 on delivery right now. And I mean, sometimes I do succumb to it and I'll spend that money. But I usually try to make a bargain with myself when I do that. A very, very stern bargain. You know, like, if I do this, we gotta kick ass for the next long while. We gotta kick some ass. And you gotta start kicking ass when you put in the order, not after you receive it and you've gotten to enjoy yourself. You gotta start working for it right now. And you gotta set yourself a fulfilling goal, because you're giving in to something that should be controllable. But you can turn it to your advantage and be able to progress yourself somewhere else in life. So it's like, say like for me, you know, there's a lot of times where I feel like mentally, I feel like I'm in too much pain to actually work out. You know, and it gets me depressed. So all of a sudden I just want to order food and just sit around and be like, oh, this is bullshit. You know, I need to still put on like fucking 30 pounds right now, you know, and and here I am doing this. But I'll tell myself, you know, hey, you know, if you're gonna order food, you're gonna do this thing that you shouldn't be doing, spending money, like when you know you don't actually have it, then get your ass up, do everything else that you need to do. Throw a fucking weight vest on and go clean the house, go fucking work on the treadmill, go lift weights, just fucking exhaust yourself. And when the food comes in, you'll be all nice and happy and you could just eat. It's, you know, that would be like a compromise situation. But then what you could do is you go and grab it out of the closet or wherever it is, because you had the opportunity to really sit there and think about it. Even when you're depressed at the end of the day, if you put it in an inconvenient location, it's going to force you to have to make that inconvenient decision of having to go get it. So, and then what it can end up happening usually, because, well, you're depressed, you'll probably end up not doing it because you don't have the motivation to do it. So then it'll prevent you from going and spending that unnecessary money. And then in time, it'll give you the ability to have enough money to have medication for yourself to help you through those times of depression in a more healthy facet. Because your medication that you use, I know some of them are kind of cross treatment in the sense of one helps with multiple different ailments. So you'll be able to have that total relief without just having that minor sense of relief of being like, yay, I got something new, endorphins. You know? Yeah. And that's what I mean by the whole endorphins feel. Like you're just like, yeah, awesome, I got something new. But in the reality is like, that's not a yay. I could see that. I suffered from that as well. That, and when the pain just would not go away. But like Valium, I kind of overtook that. I learned not to, because it would give me really bad heart palpitations whenever I took it in a general sense. And if I took more than I was like normally was prescribed to take, oh god, the heart palpitations. I felt like I was having a heart attack every time. Horrendous. What I could imagine a heart attack feels like, let's put it that way. But yeah, I don't miss being on pills. I'm glad you're off them though. But yeah, I also, it's like, don't you have a therapist or a psychiatrist or something like that? Yeah, but there's always coping methods for everything. It's not like people with a condition just are lost forever. There's plenty of examples of people overcoming them and living actual successful and all that lives. successful, when I mean by that too, I'm not meaning like they hold like a full-time job, they have a successful family and all this type of shit, and shit's just peachy. Successful life as they feel like they have some type of quality of life. They have a reason, they do have reasons to smile at the end of their day. And they have coping methods to help them during the times when there isn't that. Well, that's just because you haven't found the coping mechanism. Everybody is going to have their own unique coping mechanism. You're staring at a coping mechanism for me. You tell me how many people have this coping mechanism. You know what I mean? There isn't a rule book for it. There isn't a book being like these. It's like with dieting. There isn't a book that just says these are the only things that work. Everybody is different in this world, and it's up to you to make that very hard and painful battle of trying to find what works. And it's a very hard and painful battle. Don't get me wrong, it's a very hard and painful battle. It sucks. It sucks dick. But, you know, eventually you'll find that thing. And you have to find something that's not negative to your health, too. Because you have to really, you know, like, is this overall negative to my situation? Okay, well then this isn't an effective coping mechanism. Stepping away from the things that make me angry. It can work, but it's important to always go back to those things and learn how to manage and cope with those things. Otherwise, those things are going to constantly control your whole life. And I don't wish that upon anybody. Does that make sense? That's how I personally feel about it. I feel like if you just run away from things, that you can get away from that stressor, but every time that stressor reoccurs, it's going to be significantly worse every time, and it's going to be harder to cope and recover from your day. So, like, is it okay to retreat in the moment in time if it's overwhelming? 100%. There's nothing wrong with that. I honestly can say sometimes it's probably the most sensible decision, because it'll prevent you from making decisions that you shouldn't make. There's plenty of, like, you know, situations where that can actually be a very beneficial tool. Like, just instead being like, yeah, no, retreat, I'm out, because I'm not here enough to make a sound decision within this within the context given of everything. And it's like that's a completely wise decision in my opinion. Lee got you so tilted once you had to stop stream because you got, yeah, and that's yeah. And then, see, that's a different story. If you step away and you make the full realization of, like, you know, oh, I shouldn't be angry about this because really at the end of the day this is all it is, you're taking the time to cope. That is a coping mechanism. You stepping away, you've turned it into an effective coping mechanism because of that. And that's what I mean. Like, it can be an effective coping mechanism because you know that in that current point in time, you won't have sound judgment to your actions. So it's, I mean, to not do that would just be insanity then, to not step away. So it's actually, like, that's a huge thing, and I would say, like, you do have a coping mechanism. You have one that works extremely well for you. Some people may not see it as that because they see it as you just running away from your problems, and maybe you see it as that kind of, but really you're not running away from your problems. You're taking a step back to collectively think about the problem because you have that opportunity to do it. If you ever have that opportunity to sit back and collectively think about something, I would always highly invest in doing that, no matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter what that situation is whatsoever. Take the time to sit back and think. You're given that blessing of thinking. You know, and whether you believe in a religion or not, a blessing is a blessing. It's a moment that doesn't often happen but benefits you in an extraordinary fashion. And that's what a blessing is. You know, it doesn't matter what your religious belief is. That's just what a blessing is. So, but yeah, It's a great thing to be able to do. And it's good that you actually do that. To walk away in a fight, that doesn't mean you want it's me trying to compose myself. Exactly, because you don't want to. You feel like you don't want to dig yourself into a hole because you're starting to not be in a clear state of mind, and you need to step away so that you can have an appropriate argument at the end of the day. There's nothing wrong with that because everybody in this world has their own personal limits. Some people can sit there, like you got politicians that can sit there for 20 hours and argue with somebody about something. You got, philosophers and all this type of stuff, and psychologists and scientists and all these type of intellectual individuals that can really have hours longs of really in-depth and intellectual conversations, and then some people just aren't able to do it for that duration of time. And there's really nothing wrong with that. There's only something wrong with that if if one person doesn't want to understand the other side, that's the wrong part about it. Because you should be able to understand that somebody might need a break from it in order to be able to actually fully comprehend and intake what you're taking. Because maybe they're getting too emotional. I did that too early. But maybe they're getting too emotional. And their emotions are causing them to then not think rationally, because emotions are extremely powerful if you just let them go. If you don't control your emotions, like, it's a bad thing at the end of the day. You look at nature at the end of the day. Nature's more or less ran by emotions and instinct. Look at how savage it is at the end. Like nature's beautiful, but boy, is it savage. And that's because, like, the species that control nature they run off of emotions and instincts. And you can see what that happens with that instead of thinking off of logic and all that. If I start laughing when you're angry, run, it means you're not in control. Yeah, I know that feeling too. I get a smirk when I get too mad. I got a specific smirk. You see that smirk, it's a bad thing. But I also have bipolar, so with PTSD, it's yeah, I turned into a bit of a different person. I'm still in control. Like, I don't do anything in that regard. Like, there's still like some sensibility behind me at the end of the day there. But I'm just not somebody you want to be around. And I tried not to keep myself around people when I'm like that. I tried to just shut myself out of, like, everybody so that I can sit there and think. Because I have to think over in my head on why I'm being so pissy. I don't often get like that, though. I don't often get like that anymore. It takes a really, really high stress situation, and usually it has to go on for a bit of time for me to get there. Are in the same spectrum. I can see that. I can see that, because they're both, it's like an off branch of a multi-personality type deal. I can see that. It's rough, though. It's rough living with it. It's not easy. I could definitely say that much. I can relate with you on some level. But that's why I do everything I can to make sure I can afford the medication that I need. Thankfully I can eat now because I do have most of my government benefits back, but yeah. I know I know where quality of life comes in at a beneficial level. Unless Jeremy didn't hold it against him, because yeah. Yeah, you really can't get mad at them. You really can't. I think the only way you can get mad at them is if they don't actually apologize after they're back to normal. That's when you can get mad at somebody. That's when I think it's perfectly acceptable to actually be mad at the individual. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, we're all gonna have our lash outs, like, if we have mental conditions and stuff like that, but I think it's always an extremely important thing that, like, as an individual that has those, you apologize to those that you affected when you affected them. Or after you've affected them. You always do. And you always take time in any situation that causes the same emotions as what your illness is, to just always take the time to reflect and see and try and see how much of it is your issues that are creating the issue, and then how much of it is legitimateness, like, or like legitimately a real reason why this is occurring. Because, I mean, sometimes you may see, you know, oh, okay, I'm actually mad for a legitimate reason. This is real. Other times you're going to look back at it and you're going to say, oh, well, I'm stupid. Let me go and try and mend this bridge, maybe. You know? And then sometimes maybe later on you'll see that you were wrong and either of the situations were actually as you originally thought they were, and sometimes no. But it's always worth the shot to at least evaluate that, to have the rare second opportunity for the situation, or not so much the situation, but to continue whatever the current relationship is that's on rocky straits, if you will. These are just things that I've learned kind of over the years of having my problems. Not speaking on this from anybody with a proper education, just somebody with a lifelong time of mental illness. Yeah, I know the feeling there. I rarely get, like, what you could call a normal high. Like yesterday when I came back to the PC, and that sounded pretty torched. That was a rare occasion. It's very rare that actually that happens for me. Like, I usually just get level-headed, no matter how much I smoke. And I smoke a half a gram, like, every time I smoke, so... 0.4 grams of flour, or 0.45 grams of flour, and an 0.5 a keef. So... And currently, too, I also take a 3-second draw from a vape pen. Because, thankfully, we have access to, well, they're still currently selling a really, really good priced vape pens. So I've been able to get that little bit extra relief. So, that was awesome. Mental illness is, so you get it when they lash out, or you don't want to talk. Yeah. Well, like, what I mean so much is, like, after the fact. Because, I mean, at some point you're going to be normal. You know what I mean? That's what you're friends with them. You're not friends with their illness. You know what I mean? So eventually your friend's going to be back. And I think it's just important that your friend, you know, that, like, they always at least say sorry. It shouldn't be something that's unsaid. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be like, oh, you never need to say sorry or anything. It's important that that person says sorry and holds themselves accountable for their actions. It's very important that you don't just let the issue go freely. Like, oh, they don't ever need to say something. No, they need to say something because they need to verbally acknowledge it out loud. It's extremely important for a healing process and, like, finding coping mechanisms and seeing and being able to help an individual see trigger signs before they even fully manifest. You know, it's very important. Even if they don't respond, yeah, that's because you're an amazing person, Becca. And that's something good to do at the end of the day, because it lets them know passively, like, hey, I still care. Don't worry about it. It's fine, and that's perfectly fine to be able to do, because allows that person to also freely know that when they're feeling better, they can still come back and actually resume relations. You know, and that, of course, always means whatever the relations may be. With, you know, relations goes as far as being even just good acquaintances at the end of the day. So, relations can be anything. Enemies, friends, spouses, it doesn't matter. It's just relations. But yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, that's just how I personally feel, though, that like accountability is important. And I hold myself to that standard as well. I always try to hold myself accountable. Like if I feel like what I was doing may have been in a place of my mental illness taking over, I always try to apologize for it. You know, sometimes, you know, I have been proven wrong about that I was actually right, that the people were just pieces of shit, and they, you know, they had different interest than me when it came to long-term interest. If you're an OG of the channel, you kind of can get the reference I get with that one there. Man, Warframe community's gotten slimy before. And I actually forgave like most of those people and tried to go back and be friends again, but I quickly realized that there wasn't a friendship there, and it was just it was just kind of an odd business relationship, if you will. And I just didn't like the vibe. I was like, I don't feel like I have to go and network myself with people that I don't care to actually associate with. I have more confidence in my ability to create good content than that. And that's why I was able to stop playing Warframe when I did, and at least when I was streaming on Twitch, I didn't lose any of my viewers when I switched over to playing Dauntless and Diablo 3. I still maintained the same amount of viewers. I made the same amount of money. Like, it didn't make a difference, which was amazing. I really can't thank y'all enough for like those days and actually giving me that mental support to know that, like, because like that carries over into today's world for me. It gave me the mental courage to be like, I'm not bound to a game. You know, I can play a game if I want to. Whatever the game is, I know I can. People are still gonna want to watch me play it. People don't watch me for the game I play. They more watch me for just what I do in a video game and who I am as a person. And for me, that's great because I can replicate it wherever I need to go in any of the genres of video games that I can play. So it's like, it's good to know at the end of the day that I can freely jump around and I still will have people that will always be there to support me no matter what the game is. You know, it doesn't matter that the money isn't there today because, well, the platform isn't there for me today. So it's excusable for the money to not be there. There's a lot of incentives that I gave for being a supporter of my stream back then because I was full-time doing it 200 hours a month. You know, there was a lot more variables to it than what there is right now. Like right now, I'm a casual streamer and I would never expect a dime out of anybody. I don't even think I have a donation link. I honestly don't even think I do. It's not my concern right now. My concern is just meeting people and chilling and helping people and getting to know people. That's my only concern right now. Income is not a concern. My disability case is, from what I can gather with the evidence that I have, and everything is in a good spot. And everything is getting done that needs to get done with that. It's just a waiting game. So I'm not going to sit here and overstress myself on money, especially because I'm getting food stamps again. Like back then when I was streaming 200 hours a month, my streaming money at the end of the day went to medication and food, and that's where everything went to. Every dollar I made, except for a little bit of it. I would always put some to the side to save up for if oh shit moments happen, like a computer broke down or something. That's why, like, every time I've had a PC breakdown, I've been able to get it replaced really quick, was because the money that y'all gave me the ability to constantly say, okay, well, this is good. I have a little bit extra money I can just put into a savings constantly. And I just would never touch it unless there was a dire emergency in my life, then I would. But like when my last PC broke down, I already had like $900 saved up for a PC. It was good. No, it wasn't 900. It was $700 or $600 I had saved up for a PC, and called my parents. I was like, "Yo, I got a credit card. I can throw it on and just pay you off over time, because I don't want to throw it on my cards because the interest is too high." That was my big problem with my cards. Still, like, my interest is ridiculous on my cards, so I don't ever like to use them. So they were kind enough to let me do that. So I gave them half of it up front and then paid it off within like the next couple months or something. I pretty much just like sacrificed everything at the end of the day and just put all my money into that. Like all the stream money that I had gotten. Though I made good money off of streaming, so. Need to head off. Take care. Sounds good, Dreamin'. You take care, and thank you for dropping by. But yeah, I mean, that's like the example that I mean. I don't have an issue always just sacrificing. I don't like owing people money, though. I hate owing people money. Oh my god. It drives me up a wall when I owe people money. I can't do it. I literally can't do it. And then 500 though, understandable. For your and see, that's like, it's a preventative measure, and that's huge. That's huge. That's amazing to hear, Nako. Honestly proud. Honestly proud. You realize the issue it would cause, and you make sure that you don't have that. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. You hate asking? Yeah, I do too. I do too. I've learned over the years to be okay with it. But I always make sure I'm in a spot where I know I can pay them back within a very quick amount of time. Like, always. Otherwise, I'm suffering. It don't matter to me. I'll suffer then, because like, it's one of those things. Like, if I know I'll have to eventually ask for help, then it's like, well, you know what? Let me suffer and save up as much money as I can, so that when I do have to ask for the help, like, you know, say even if it's a situation that it came up out of nowhere and I hadn't saved up anything beforehand, it's one of those things where I evaluate it and I'm like, well, what's the level of help that I need here in the way of severity? Can I go without it for a while now? Okay, I can. Let me just try and go without a shit ton of things then, save up as much as possible, and then ask for the help. And whether that goes for a physical or economical or mental aspect too, because there's always different forms of payments at the end of the day. You don't have to always agree on the fact that cash has to be for cash. If the person needs an appropriate service that you can provide them with, then that's just as good as currency at the end of the day. So you can always have different ways to be able to pay somebody back, but if they need cash, of course, then, you know, I think it's one of those things, like, you kind of base it off of who you're asking for help. If you know the person has a chance of hurting for cash, well, make sure you already have like 50% of what you need saved up, so that you can offer them half of it up front back, more or less, or just, you know, you're asking for half as much, so you know it's not as much of a burden on them. You know, I guess that would be the best way to put it. Paid you and weed was, yeah. And that's what I mean, like, you have a service to provide people with, and they have a service to provide you with, you know. That saves you money at the end of the day, you know, and it probably saves them money because they were able to buy, you know, an ounce for a much cheaper price, maybe a QP or whatever. I'm not going to judge because it's Canada. Like, I know how it goes. Like, here in Colorado, it's not really a big deal at the end of the day. And even when I lived in California, I lived and dealt with I dealt with a lot of people from the Emerald Triangle, and then where was it? But yeah, so like a lot of people, and like if they grow, they can save so much money by doing that, and there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I know, at home climbings. But yeah, I usually don't ever like asking for things. I like being able to provide some type of service. Like, hey, I kind of need this. What do you need? What do you need done? I can do these things. Type deal. Like, I think anytime Natsu's giving me something in the game, I usually end up giving him something in return. And then he usually ends up giving me something in return. So we're just on this constant battle of just giving each other stuff. That's Natsu and I. At the end of the day, he's like a brother to me, so it ain't nothing. Come here. Quit being rude. Alright. We both get stoned and wonder why your feet hurt there. Yeah, I mean, your feet could hurt after that, you know. Sounds like it was a bit of therapy for you, too. Sounds like that was a bit of therapy for you, too. Have your hands just gotten too bad for you to be able to reasonably do that, I take it? Because I would have to assume that you likely weren't making enough to have, like, your government benefits, that's the word I'm looking for here. Hindered? It was fun. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Everybody that I've talked to that enjoys doing hair, they have a blast doing it. They have a blast. Like, I love getting getting a barber that loves their job, and they know how to work with curly hair, because they just fall in love with my hair, and they do a phenomenal job on it because they love my hair so much. It's so great, because I'm very picky about who I let touch my hair when it comes to cutting it. Mm-mm. 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 Nope. Really picky about that. You don't have the arm strength anymore? I can understand that. You're under such heavy weight restrictions. Have you tried doing exercises with really low resistance and high rep? That's what I do for my exercising, is I do low resistance, high rep. And I've found it to be working really well for me. Better than doing low rep, high resistance. Because I got, like, from getting shot and stabbed on my arm, I got the nerve damage is just absurd, and I hate picking up heavy weight for actual weightlifting. I'll do it if I have to in an emergency situation, but I prefer doing low resistance, high rep. It feels a lot better on my body. That's perfect, actually. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. I wasn't going to make the suggestion of the elastic bands, not because I don't believe in them. I heavily believe in them. I believe they're honestly like one of the best things for people that need low resistance. But I wanted to see. Oops, I wanted to see that if your doctor was how on point he was, and that's phenomenal to hear. Absolutely phenomenal to hear. It's called Thoroughbrand. I have a few of them. I don't know what they're actually called, so I have, like, because of all my problems that I've had in my family, also we've had a lot of just physical Not disabilities happen, but they turned into disabilities. We're accident prone. There's the word I like to use. We're accident prone sometimes. Definitely the best word I can use for it. Accident prone. But because of like all the just I have like essentially like a physical therapy office of just different workout equipment. I have like sandbag weights that you can strap onto your ankles and your arms. I have the little small dead bells. I have weight bands. I also have a weight vest that goes up to 40 pounds for with sandbags. So yeah, I know that feeling all too well. It's nice though having all that equipment. Like, it's really nice. And then we spent one of our stimulus checks on a treadmill as well, which has been, I'm so thankful for. Because I don't often want to have to walk all the way to the gym that's connected to my apartment complex and then have to deal with going back. I don't even want to leave the house. I just want to do my workout and go smoke a couple bowls right after. I don't want to have to do anything else. Because I like working out until like actual hard fail. And it's hard to work out until fail while trying to have the energy to get back home. You know what I mean? Like, that becomes a really hard possibility at the end of the day. Oh, you can do it. It just takes more time because you got to recover. Me, I'd rather just go sit down and let my recovery be while I'm smoking a few bowls. And it's really nice, though. You need to get little 2-pound weights. Yeah, we have 1 and 3 pounds for them. We have 1 and 3 pounds for dead bells, and then we have sandbag weights at 1, 3, and 5 pounds. And then I guess if you include my sandbags for my weight vest, 2.5 pounds as well for each one of those. Aquatherapy was one of my favorite forms of therapy, to be completely honest. Yeah, you would be able to get you'd easily be able to get aquatherapy. I mean, you can talk with your doctor. If you have a good relationship with your doctor, they might not mind fighting with your insurance company over it. But with your weight limit restrictions, I think they can pull that out. Like, that's kind of like, for your situation, I wouldn't see anything else but that option. When you're getting told that you can't lift like over 10 pounds, you gotta put the person in the pool. They need to be in water to get like proper muscle tone building, so that person can actually know what it's like to lift up 10 pounds again. Because it's not like you won't ever be able to lift up 10 pounds again. It's going to take you a very long time, no matter how you do it. It's going to take you a very long time to actually be able to see it again. That's kind of the reality behind that. You can build yourself back up to it, you know. It just takes a very long time to build up the muscle, because the muscle is in a very bad spot. Is it going to take maybe 5 years? Probably. Like 5 years of realistic work. Like, aquatherapy 3 times a week type deal. Like, you are going. You know, it may take you 5 years to do it, but you know what? It's well worth it. I had a moment in time. I had 4 years where I couldn't even sleep on either of my sides after my accident. Could not sleep on either of my sides. Like 4 years of it. It was extraordinarily painful. I still have issues to this day, but I worked out hard enough and I put on enough weight so that my body actually like was able to support itself, and I didn't feel like it was gonna die. Because I would be, when I would sleep and I would accidentally roll over on my side, because, you know, generally people don't just sleep straight on their back and then that's it. Like I still to this day can't lay on my chest, but that's because like my chest plating is kind of like off center now from the force of hitting the ground at 60 miles an hour, but you know. That's still working. I just have like a black hole in my lungs now. What do you mean by that, Baker? I have a lung intake of a god. Hate to say it like that. You can lift over it, but it kills you. Yeah, and that's what I mean. That's what I mean. And the fact that you can do it means you will be able to do it as long as you can have the appropriate amount of physical therapy, you know. So I would definitely say, you know, try to set yourself a reminder to make sure that you're actually doing those exercises once a day. All you got to do is, like, honestly, work out for 5 minutes. You know, 10 minutes. It doesn't take long. You know, it's not, yeah, is it not what every health and fitness coach will tell you? Yeah, but that's also because they're not talking to, like, most of the examples you're getting, they're not talking to an ill person. I guarantee you if you hired a professional trainer, he wouldn't tell you to work out for an hour a day, an hour 3 times a week. You know what I mean? He's not going to tell you that. He's going to say, we're going to start off really small. We're going to try to go for as little as we, you know, as most as we can without killing you. As soon as it starts to hurt negatively, you know, it's one of those things you'll probably say, let me know, and then we can stop. Because you never want to hurt yourself. You want to hurt yourself, but you don't want to hurt yourself. Does that make sense? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, building muscle is nothing more than causing minor tears. So, like, you have to hurt yourself. There's no other way about it. But there's just different levels of hurting yourself. Like, we're not trying to fulfill a fantasy here, you know what I mean? Like, we're just trying to cause a bit of pain. We're trying to cause a little wince, you know? A wince and a massive exhale. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking for a scream. This is getting kinky. I need to stop. Yoga instructors to tell you not to force yourself until... Yeah, I mean, that's what it should be. You can really hurt yourself if you're not flexible. If your body isn't in the isn't flexible enough at that current point in time. My brain was trying to think of a different way to word that for some reason. It didn't sound right at first. But yeah, if your body isn't currently flexible enough to handle a yoga pose, you should never, in my opinion, force yourself into it. But you should try and perform it to the best of your ability. But to force yourself into the yoga pose, especially with somebody like your issues that you have, you can cause more damage than good. I have a permanent limp on my right knee because of a bad surgery and incorrect physical therapy, because the physical therapist neglected to realize that my knee popping in and out of place constantly was because of a birth defect. I have what's known as like shallow trough syndrome or something like that, and what it is the part of your kneecap that's actually supposed to be kind of curved in so your knee can rest better and not lock out of place, is just smooth. It doesn't bulge in at all, so my knee hovers. It's really fucking painful, to be honest. But I still do distance walking and all that type of stuff. Like, I can't ride bikes anymore. Like, I've had too many injuries to my knees after having the birth defect. I used to ride bikes a lot, but I had a little bit too many injuries with my pelvis and my hips, so... Mainly it was just the one accident that I referred to earlier. Used to yoga a lot. I mean, it was something that I would highly recommend for you. It would help you with a lot of things, including your depression. Getting that nice, good, like, session of stretching with yoga and all that really can help you with your depression. Like, if anything, like, I would say weight bands don't even matter as much as your yoga does. Like, try and force yourself. Maybe put a sticky note across your computer, or take a white piece of paper. A big ass, you know, like I'm talking, you know, normal size letter paper and all that. And put a big thing on it that says yoga for 5 minutes first. You know what I mean? Like, really force yourself. Maybe try and just start with 5 minutes of yoga a day, 3 minutes of yoga a day, 1 minute of yoga a day. It doesn't matter. And then whatever you find your perfect point being for right now, every week, try to increase it by 30 seconds. Once a week, increase by 30 seconds. You're not on a race. You're on a marathon. You got your whole life ahead of you to get yourself up to whatever you may feel like you should be doing. You got your whole life ahead of you. Don't even sit there and bother with it, like forcing yourself to go further and further, quicker and quicker. You're not an athlete. You're just a person. You're living a life. You know, it doesn't matter. Minor amounts of progress. Hell, if 30 seconds is too much to add 10. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Add 5. It doesn't matter. Add any amount of time you want, because as long as you're adding time, you're progressing. That's all that matters. We're in this for the long run. It's our life. It may be a blink of an eye, more or less, in the perspective of time and everything, but we're not in the biggest rush at the end of the day. Be methodical. It's a lot more beneficial to you to be methodical than it is to rush your decisions and all that. Used to be an athlete. Yeah, I actually miss playing sports too. I did a lot of baseball. It was fun. It was fun. I took it up because my father loved baseball at the end of the day. I just kind of like fell out with it because I got involved with the streets. My area got too bad. I mean, anyone who's old knows that story with my area got bad, and well, I was like, I could just go and do these things with my life and then leave my parents living in a shit area, or I could make sure they're safe. I made sure my family was safe, so I got involved with the streets. But don't regret it. Don't regret it whatsoever at the end of the day. I would have had a much easier life if I would have chosen military or baseball or anything of the things like that, or coding that I also was going to do. Because those were like my three things in life that I excelled in. Was military-based things, like just anything military didn't matter. Like if we wanted to talk about a historian, a tactical planner, all that type of thing, it didn't matter. It just physical aspect of it and all that type of stuff. I loved it all and enjoyed every bit of it. But same thing with like coding. I enjoy it. It's just, So should I lock down first? Should I lock down first then? This is why it's a test run, by the way. We're trying to learn what the problems are right now. We're trying to learn what are the things that I need to change about my play style to make it so that it's always going to be perfect. We got 12 hours to sit in here, and I don't want to die at all when I actually do the run. And that'll be in mod, of course, but right now I'm just going for acolytes per hour and kills per hour. That, and I need some endo, so this makes a good place to get endo. You're a defensive line on your flag football team. Female flag football is actually really, really... How old were you when you did that? Because that's like, that can be really aggressive. That can be really, really, really aggressive. It's like kind of like the roller derby. That shit's insane. Y'all females are wild in the roller derby. Terrified of you. It'll beat my ass. I'm gonna spend most of my life fighting. It'll beat my ass. It was non-contact for people that 16 to 17. Oh, okay, so you didn't have an aggressive... Yeah, I would still see, like... I mean, you can't not get aggressive with a sport like football. Now, when you mean football, what kind of football are we talking about? We're talking about, like, American football, or are we talking about soccer? It's something I always like to specify. I don't like to assume what people identify that as. The line is the people that hit each other. Okay. American football? Okay, that makes sense. I was a little confused at flag football and soccer, but yeah, like a flag aspect in soccer, but I was like, you know what? I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you pull the flag off, it's considered a trip or something. I don't know. I'm kind of confused, but I'm just going to ask the question anyways. As dumb as it may sound, I would rather clarify and know that I'm correct and sound stupid for a moment in time than to sound stupid for the duration of the conversation. Does that make sense? Yeah, NFL. It definitely looks like we're at 10,000 kills per hour. Not 100% though. Let me just do like, what was that, 645? That's minutes times by 60 plus 34. And did I just hit escape or something? $98.42. We were really, really close. Not as close as I was yesterday, but we're close. Yeah, we're getting close. We're still averaging really high KPH though, so that's nice. That's nice. Oh, okay. I know what position you played. Okay. Hey, it's dedication. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? Right? Oh, sorry about that. My bad. My bad. Usually mute. Don't care if you got muddy. Good. That's how it should be when you're playing a physical sport. Gives a shit. You know, I played baseball, I didn't care. You know how much clay I'd get on me afterwards? How much clay I breathed in while I played baseball? I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. That was one of the few games that I could play. I have issues. I've always had issues running. Like I get a bad limp if I run for too long. So and that's because of my knees. So like baseball worked really well for me because it was sprint running with a lot of rest. So it just worked really, really well in that regard. That's why I like baseball so much for my sport. Because I tried all the other sports. Like I even tried volleyball at one time. Okay. I love sports though. I love physical activity. Makes me sad that I just can't do it as much as I'd like to. Because I really love any type of physical activity. Back when I could drive, I used to drive up to the mountains like anywhere from 2 to 4 times a month when I could drive, and I lived here in Colorado. Just so I could go walking and then like the trails and all that. I'd love to go into the mountains. It's so beautiful. I'd go at night even, I didn't care. Yeah. I mean, don't be stupid, of course. There's logic behind it that you use. Don't go too far into the damn thing. Use your car to have lights so that you can actually see shit, you know? But I would still, like, I'd chill out and everything like that. My usual, what I would do is I would find one of the overhangs if it was in the middle of the night. Because I'd go there before the sun went down, and I'd walk around in the trails and everything, and then when the sun started to go down, I'd go back to the car, drive to one of the overlooks, and then I would sit on the roof or on the hood of the car, or lay down on that, or I would just recline my seat and use my moonroof and my legacy. And I would just chill and smoke some bowls. I loved doing it. It was so beautiful and peaceful. No one would ever bother you. You like watching baseball for butts? I'm not shocked. Baseball pants do that. They do hug your ass a certain type of way. And then the cups. Can't forget about the cups. Those things are ass huggers. You love playing night games? Night games are fun. Night games are fun. It's a lot cooler on you too. Like, you can enjoy yourself in a night game. It's not like with a day game where the sun's just absolutely just shitting on you the whole time. That's annoying.
Some time now to get things clear now, to get rid of my doubts, to get rid of my fears. I just need some time now to get things done now. Things allowed.
I hate to say it, we'll probably end up doing Octavia for the 100 hours whenever that time comes. Because that will be coming. After I have finished every frame to level cap. I'll take the one that I did the best with. And we are taking that for 100 hours in a Steel Path survival. And we're going for world first Acolyte at level cap. I already have world first, like 1k plus Acolyte, so we now need to make it so that we get world first level cap Acolyte. I don't go for world records anymore. I just go for world first. Granted, when I do that 100 hours, that'll be a world record too. So yeah, I wasn't so much more meaning the brightness. It's just the sun general just beating down on you. I have heat sensitivity though. Like, I'm a bitch when it comes to heat. Born and raised in South Florida, but I'm a bitch when it comes to heat. Cold? Ah, I can do that. Negative 15 Fahrenheit outside, I'm straight. I'll go outside. Just put a little bundle on, get a couple layers on. You only need like 2 layers for that. Maybe 3, I don't know. 3 layers, I guess, maybe. You have a thermal, a fucking regular shirt, and a hoodie. There you go, you're fine. And I'm not talking like a hoodie made for like an Arctic. Just get a hoodie. Yeah, that's how I am though. I love cold. You're Irish, you just burn. Yeah, I know the feeling. I know that feeling all too well. You know how light-skinned I am. We are going to be bringing back the cam in time. I'm just slowly trying to get myself comfortable with my schedule overall. Does that make sense to anybody? Like, I'm taking it in steps. And the webcam is its whole other step to itself, so... It's still set up, it's there. I know we used it earlier, but I just noticed my energy was like going to absolute hell trying to do it 24/7. So I'm trying to get myself accustomed and used to the energy expendage for what I'm currently doing so that I can adapt to it and then proceed to push myself further. Admittedly, you were still wearing something. Yeah, you pretty pasty too. You are pretty pasty yourself. You're like me on that aspect. We go like extra white. It's that ginger. Even though you're not a ginger, you still got the genes of it. That's it. Oh man, I don't know if we'll hit our kills here. I don't know how close we'll be to 20,000 here. 18-4. We got like 8 minutes. There's a chance. There's a chance we could get this. Keep it going. Wait for this to clear up a little bit and we'll go loot. You have to burn in order to tan. Mine's not so much I have to. It's just if I want to spend a reasonable amount of time in the sun, I'm probably gonna burn. Otherwise, it's like a really slow tanning process because like I have to go outside for like smaller amounts of time. So, but I can tan. Like, thankfully, I do have Italian in me. Like I'm half Italian, so like I got that going for me at least. But I still burn really, really easy. I just have to be really smart about it otherwise. I miss this Octavia so much. I actually feel like I'm almost 3 hours in. I usually end 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I still feel like I'm pretty good. Like I'm starting to feel like I kind of need to take a break. Like it's starting to hit me. I'm starting to feel the what's the best word I can use for it? I'm starting to feel the buzzy in my head. I get like a buzziness in my head and my head starts to weigh like a shit ton more and start getting really spacey. So that's how I can tell like I'm getting close to the point of probably needing to medicate. After 10 years of, or 8 years? 8 years of this now, it's kind of like you just learn all the trigger signs that end up happening. I'm doing well though. We've missed I think one acolyte. It was earlier. Yeah, it was one. So not bad. Not bad at all. I'm good. I'm doing good. I was taking some vape hits. We'll probably go to 2 hours in the run, and then we'll call the run. This little test run. It's just practice. It is all just practice. It's just practice on learning how to deal with acolytes. Like the NPCs themselves, I really don't need much practice with. I really don't. I mean, I've done a 21.5 hour, a 28 hour, a 12 hour, and then so many runs that were like 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours in this place. I don't. Or just against, like, or with Octavia in general. I don't need to really learn how to respond and move at NPCs. It's just something that comes natural. This is my favorite frame in the game, though. A lot of people say it's boring, but I don't know. I don't see it boring. It's not as interactive as some frames. I definitely won't disagree with that, but I don't find this boring. I find Octavia fun. I did that early. 9 seconds early. Oh. Oh. Oh, we're close. We're close. I'm gonna assist. Don't you push me back. I'm shooting. We shooting. Okay, proct. I mean, not that it makes a big difference. But if we get NPCs that aren't dying immediately, I can throw some extra shots, make sure they die quick. We got 4 seconds. Leave that up. Pop that out. Still got 2 minutes. I get 500 kills in 2 minutes. Come on, game. Let's do this. Let's do this. Give me that 20,000 in 2 hours. Come on. There we go. Oh, Jesus. This is what bad news feels like. Come on, crouch it out. No, we're not gonna get it. It's really close, though. Oh, we're like so close. Come on, hit it. Hit the mallet. Touch them. There you go. Come on. Come on. Keep going. "30 seconds. Oh, we're so close. Oh, this is painful. Ah, 19,719. What does that come out to? $98.59. $98.59 an hour. We're not quite at that 10K. I don't know what I can do to do that, though. That's dead. Oh my god, I just went over the fucking thing barely. Alright, we'll go ahead after this 10 seconds here, this mallet being down. We'll just get the loot from that. Actually, probably wait for one... Yeah. Called it. We'll wait for one more acolyte spawn. Of course. It would be the pain in the ass. Come on. Is he not getting hit by it or something? Like, I'm confused. Okay. Alright, let's go. Good little run. Almost 10K an hour. I have to really try and figure out a way to make that achievable. We're so close. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do to hit that. I might have to go Corpus. I'd have to find the right tile set though. But I might have to go Corpus for that. And I could probably get it then. About 100 steel essence without a Kavat in 2 hours is not bad at all. Not bad at all. Alright, let's look through our foundry right quick here and get things crafting. There's our Fieldtron. Mutilant mass. And detonate. Actually, I remembered how to spell detonate this time. I remembered it was DT. Oh my lord, I remembered. I don't think I really need this money. I think I'm done. I don't think I need to craft any more of those. What, you want attention? Alright, here. There you go. There's your attention. Did you want to go into a mission and die real quick? Did you want to go on a mission and die? Did you want to go on a mission and die real quick? Yeah, I'm talking to you. No? You just want to chill? Okay, alright. Alright. I just wanted to make sure you didn't want to go and die real quick. Alright. Alright. Okay. We just had to make sure. You never really know with these damn things. You can never have enough relics. Remember that. Never have enough relics. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and end off here. I do want to thank everybody, as always, for coming by and chilling. If you have not, definitely be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell for notifications. Follow me on my Twitter, join me on the Discord. You can get updates for when I go live. I do send 1 hour pre-notifications on going live. I do typically go live every other day, so tomorrow won't be a live stream, but the day afterwards should be a live stream. Also, if you have not and you're interested in build videos and little like tips and all that type of stuff, definitely be sure to subscribe to my other YouTube channel. You can find that down in the link below, and on the Twitter and Discord I will be posting whenever I do upload a new video. Currently we're working on a guide video for Mag, which I did a 12-hour solo steel path mod with, so definitely be sure to subscribe to that YouTube channel to get notifications on when I do upload that video. But as always, I cannot thank you enough for those of you that came around today, chilling, talking in chat, giving the little thumbs up button, doing all the good lovings that you do. I love you people. And I do hope you all take care, stay safe, stay humble, be open, and as always, hey. 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 Never stop searching, everybody. Hey. Okay, you're searching?